Okay, so let's take a look at a multi-step Pythag. Basically, the idea here is that you have to use one right triangle to find a measurement, or to find basically how the distance of another side to use to find another leg of another right triangle to finally find a hypotenuse. So first thing I want to do here is basically, what do I know? Well, with a Pythagorean theorem, I need a minimum of two sides to find a third side. So I see in this triangle here, they're giving me two sides. So right away, the fact that I identify I have a right triangle with two sides, I'm looking here to say, okay, that's where I want to start. And what I want to do is say, okay, let's call this a here. A squared plus 5 squared is equal to 10 squared. If I subtract the 25 from the 100, I end up with a squared is equal to 75. Take the square root, and I'll either end up with 8.66. Now in this case, I probably want to stick to using a decimal. I could break this down into the 25 and the 3 and get a 5 squared of 3. And I could work with that number, but then I'm subtracting 20 minus 5 squared of 3. That could get difficult. So what I'll do is now I know the distance of the whole bottom side of this triangle here is 20. The mistake some students may make, they may think this is a right triangle, but I didn't give you that information. So you don't know for a fact whether that's right or not. That could be a 92-degree angle. So we're using the fact that we found this to be 8.66 here, this side here to be 8.66, and we're going to subtract this section here from the 20. So I'll do 20 minus 8.66, and I'll get 11.34. Now, basically what I'm doing is, now we're looking at this triangle here. Now we have a lot of overlapping here, so what I'll do is I'll take out this triangle, and I'll look at it with this is a 5, and this is 34, we'll say, 34. Now what I'm doing here is, okay, in this case I had a hypotenuse and a leg. This case I have two legs and I'm solving for the hypotenuse. So that's a 5 squared plus 11.34 squared equals my hypotenuse, or my x squared. And I basically get 25 plus, I'm rounding here to the 10th place. So 128.6. Add those together. 153.6 is equal to x squared, and then I want to take the square root of that and end up with 12.39, which I could call 12.4. That would be my answer for this piece here, 12.4. Now, one way to navigate this without even touching pen to paper is, again, with your calculator. And you're going to say, well, I know when I'm solving for a leg, I'm subtracting my hypotenuse squared minus my leg squared. That gives me a result of 8.66. I'm finding the difference between the 20 and the 8.66, so I can actually do 20 minus second, what my answer is. This is the answer button here. It says ANS. So when I hit second and answer, basically it's taking this value here and it's putting it in here. Now, why I like to do this, it's because it's keeping a lot of significant digits. It's keeping this very accurate. Now that gives me 11.33, which is what this side of the triangle is here, 11.33, so on and so forth. Now what I could do is I could say, well, I know my hypotenuse is the square root of the sum of two squares. So basically the square root of 5 squared plus second my answer squared, which is basically, again, what I've done, I've taken this number and put this into the calculator and squared it, and I get 12.39, which is what I got. Same thing while we're doing it the long way here. And now with use of a calculator, I've been able to do it in 1, 2, 3 steps.